Welcome back to Ray's Top 10, where we bring you fun and informative top 10 lists in a variety of different topics. The world is full of delicious desserts and bakes, and your upcoming holiday is the perfect time to discover them. This list of the best desserts around the world will show you the bakes you might come across while you're traveling. Or, if you've already been away, you can get over your holiday blues by eating your way around the world. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, leave a like and hit the bell icon for post notification. Here are the top 10 best desserts around the world. Number 10. The Rum Cake from the Caribbean. Rum cake is one of the best traditional cakes from around the world. Originating in the Caribbean, rum cake is a sponge baked in a Savarin mold, giving it a slightly donut-style shape, and then soaked in rum. It's often topped with icing or dried fruit and nuts, so there's plenty of choice. It's traditionally served during holiday season, but many souvenir shops and supermarkets sell it to visitors by the suitcase load. Make sure you check the alcohol levels in the rum cake when you try it in the Caribbean. Some people report becoming intoxicated by it. This cake is a delicious clone of the dense rum cakes you'll find in Italian-American markets during the holidays. Yes, there's a lot of rum in it, and it's definitely not for those avoiding alcohol. But the incredibly moist texture and rich flavor are deeply satisfying. Number 9 is matcha from Japan. Matcha is a powder made from green tea leaves. While this doesn't sound like a traditional flavoring for sweet bakes, it gives bakes a delicate flavor which is delicious in lots of desserts, from green tea ice cream to matcha cakes and cookies. Anyone heading to Japan over the summer holidays will spot matcha-flavored treats in cafes, restaurants and at street food stalls. It's almost as popular as chocolate. The use of matcha in modern drinks has also spread to North American cafes, such as Starbucks, which introduced green tea lattes, and other matcha-flavored drinks after they became successful in their Japanese store locations. As in Japan, it has become integrated into lattes, iced drinks, milkshakes, and smoothies. Number 8. Baklava. No list of the world's best sweets and desserts would be complete without baklava from the Middle East. It's a sweet pudding, often served in restaurants at the end of a meal when you're given the bill, but you can also order it from cafes as a mid-morning or afternoon snack. Baklava is made from layers of paper-thin phyllo pastry, butter, chopped nuts and a sweet syrup fragranced with rose or orange blossom water. It's normally made in big tins, baked and then drizzled with even more syrup before cutting into smaller pieces. The history of baklava is disputed, with Greece and Turkey both laying claim to its invention as far back as the 2nd century BC. Regardless of its roots, it is just as popular today and deserves its spot on this list of the top 10 best desserts from around the world. Number 7. Malva Pudding. Malva pudding originates from South Africa, and is a gooey sponge cake made with apricot jam and served warm with a creamy sauce or custard. It's often served in restaurants, so make sure to scan dessert menus for this if you're visiting South Africa over the summer. As South Africa will be in winter during our summer holidays, you might be grateful for a slice of this pudding on chillier days. The name Malva may come from the Afrikaans word for marshmallow, thanks to its texture which resembles a marshmallow. The origins of this delicious dessert from around the world isn't that well known, but it's likely to have come from a Cape Dutch recipe. It contains apricot jam and has a spongy caramelized texture. A cream sauce is often poured over it while it is hot, and it is usually served hot with custard and/or ice cream. Many South African restaurants offer it. Number 6 on our list is Lamingtons. Lamingtons are traditionally made from a small square of vanilla sponge covered in chocolate and desiccated coconut, but they can also contain a layer of jam sandwiching 2 Lamington halves. Lamingtons are said to be named after Lord Lamington, who served as the governor of Queensland in the late 1890s. The story goes that he had some unexpected guests, so his chef dipped leftover vanilla sponge cake in chocolate and coconut before serving them to the guests. This adds even more fuel to the fire that says the world's best desserts are often created by accident. Lamingtons remain a popular treat across Australia and New Zealand, and the 21st of July was designated as National Lamington Day in Australia. Lamingtons are often sold at fundraisers for schools or charity groups, known as Lamington Drives. Some Australians shorten the name to Lamo or Lamos. Number 5. Churros. Churros are traditionally deep-fried dough sticks originating from Spain, but they're now really popular in Latin America, particularly Mexico, Colombia and Guatemala. You're bound to find them served by street vendors or in cafes in each of these countries over your summer holidays. Churros are made from a shoe-like pastry, piped through a star-shaped nozzle into hot oil where they're fried until golden brown and then sprinkled with sugar. They are traditionally eaten for breakfast, dipped or drizzled with hot chocolate or dulce de leche, but you might also spot them on dessert menus in some restaurants. Like pretzels, churros are sold by street vendors, who may fry them freshly on the street stand and sell them hot. In Spain and much of Latin America, churros are available in cafes for breakfast, although they may be eaten throughout the day as a snack. Number 4 is s'mores. If you're headed to North America for your summer holidays, one thing you're bound to try is a s'more, particularly as National S'mores Day is celebrated every 10th of August. Said to be a contraction of the words, some, and, more, s'mores were first eaten around the campfire at scout camps as far back as the 1920s. A s'more is made up of 2 biscuits sandwiched together with melted chocolate and marshmallows, traditionally melted over the campfire itself. S'more is a campfire treat popular in the United States, Mexico, and Canada, consisting of 1 or more toasted marshmallows and a layer of chocolate placed between 2 pieces of graham cracker or cookie. Number 3. Gulab Jamun. Gulab Jamun is easily one of the best desserts in the world. Imagine a deep-fried donut in bite-sized form, soaked in a sweet syrup. Now imagine something that's even better than that, and you've got Gulab Jamun. Gulab Jamun is made by mixing dried milk powder, flour, yogurt and clarified butter with flavorings before rolling into a ball and deep frying. It is then soaked in an infused syrup for a few hours before being topped with crushed nuts and served. It's one of the best desserts from around the world, traditionally served to celebrate festivals and parties or to welcome guests in Southern Asia. If you're traveling to India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Nepal or Sri Lanka over your summer holidays, there's a high chance you might be treated to Gulab Jamun at a restaurant. Number 2 on our list is tiramisu. Tiramisu needs no introduction, but we'll give it one anyway. This classic Italian dessert is made up of sponge fingers soaked in coffee, traditionally layered between a coffee-flavored mascarpone cheese whipped with eggs and sugar, and then topped with cocoa. Literally meaning pick-me-up in Italian, tiramisu is the perfect end to an Italian feast and can be found on most menus across the country. Tiramisu is still a relatively new dessert, with most records stating it was invented in the 1960s in the Veneto region of Italy. Despite its youth, tiramisu has rapidly become one of the most popular desserts in the world. The original shape of the cake is round, although the shape of the biscuits also allows the use of a rectangular or square pan. However, it is often assembled in round glasses, which show the various layers, or pyramid. Modern versions can have the addition of whipped cream or whipped egg, or both, combined with mascarpone cream. This makes the dish lighter, thick and foamy. Among the most common alcoholic changes includes the addition of marsala. The cake is usually eaten cold. And the number 1 best dessert around the world is Pastel de Nata. When asked what the best cuisine in the world is, Portuguese food rarely gets a mention. But it certainly should when it comes to the best desserts in the world. Pastéis de Nata is a traditional Portuguese custard tart, with a deliciously crispy and flaky pastry shell, filled to the brim with a sweet, creamy custard center. Best served warm with a light dusting of cinnamon, it's impossible to eat just one of these. You'll be going back for more if you're holidaying in Portugal this year. These little morsels of delight were first created by the residents of the Geronimos Monastery over 300 years ago in Belém. After the monastery closed, the original recipe was sold on to a little cafe around the corner, Pastéis de Belém, which still keeps it a closely guarded secret. At the time, convents and monasteries used large quantities of egg whites for starching clothes, such as friars and nuns' religious habits. It was quite common for monasteries and convents to use the leftover egg yolks to make cakes and pastries, resulting in the proliferation of sweet pastry recipes throughout the country. So, there you have it, the top 10 best desserts around the world. Comment below which dessert is your favorite and if you already tasted one of them. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, and subscribe, then turn on post notifications. Check out my previous video on the top 10 best games of 2020 so far and make sure to subscribe for more top 10s. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.